Okay, lots of swords here. It looks a bit complex, looks a bit distracting. Yeah, I'm getting lots of distractions here. It's like you're trying to concentrate. You're trying and trying, or you were. I think you still are. You've got something you're really trying to concentrate on, and you've got people distracting you. I'm getting that really clearly for someone. Yeah, one step forward, two steps back. That's what I'm getting. It might be that you're studying. It might be that you're working, might be that you're working from home, actually. Because some people think, when you're working from home, I think that attitude's changing a little bit now because more people are working from home with the situation we're in. But, excuse me, a lot of people think when you work from home, you're just messing around, having fun, like this fool. And, it's like, oh, you're not doing anything. I can call you. So I can talk to you. I can do this. So, yeah. This is what I'm getting with you. You're either working, you're studying, or you're trying to concentrate on something. You're trying to get something finished. It definitely feels like work or something like that to me. There's an and point to this, so it's some kind of deadline. And I'm getting people trying to call you, bother you. There's drama as well. I think someone's going through some drama and they're trying to involve you, and you're just like, no, I don't need this drama right now. I need to be in peace. I've got work to do. Please, I can't concentrate. I can't focus. So I've got all that happening for someone here. And you can see this Knight of Swords here under the Fool. He's rushing in. He's forcing himself in. So to you, I think it feels like people are trying to force their time on you. And so I just want you to look at this. You've got the Fool here, and then you've got the Ace of Swords right next to that, to the right of that, if you look across horizontally up the top. And then you've got, the Two of Pentacles there, right next to that. So I think the message here is keep your sword up, like this Ace of Swords in the middle, and protect your time. If you don't do that, you'll end up like this poor man in the Two of Pentacles, out of control, trying to juggle everything, not concentrating on anything properly. He looks really out of control. So you don't want to end up like that. So you've got to really keep your sword up. Turn your phone off, do whatever you need to do. Put it on aeroplane mode. I do that sometimes. You really need to concentrate right now. It might be studying, again, might be a business. It's something like that. Now, what I'm getting here, if this is you, if you know you've got this thing and you're quite anxious to get this done, this work or whatever this is, you'll get to the deadline. You'll get to the deadline. You'll pass. You'll be fine. You'll absolutely be fine when you get to the end of this. But if you put your sword up, if you block people out, I should say, all the interruptions, all the drama, you won't just pass. You won't just get to the deadline. You'll get a really amazing result, an excellent result, actually. Yeah, it might even be an award-winning result, depending on what this is, because I'm seeing some kind of award or reward coming up if that's you. So, I probably sound a bit like your mother. Oh, work hard and you'll get an excellent result. But yeah, do it for you. Do it for you, because you deserve to get that excellent result. You've already worked really hard. And you don't want all that to go to nothing. So it won't go to nothing, but you deserve to have a really good result. So if that's you, block everything out. Put everything into this. Really put your head, put your heart, put your soul into this. And you'll get a really amazing result. And you deserve to get that. So hopefully that makes sense to someone. There's another interruption here. Yeah, so someone's really hurt. Yeah, there's a love connection here. Someone's really hurt. Really, really hurt, actually. Really upset. There's hurt and anger kind of mixed up together, I think. I don't know if you block them, but they feel like you've cut them off, or they feel like they've been cut off. And I think the more you pull away, because you're trying to pull away, firstly because you're upset by them. They've done something to upset you, or they've said something to upset you, this love connection. The other thing is you've got this work to do, so it's just too much for you right now. Very complex situation. I think you've got a long history behind you, lots of problems, lots of ups and downs. So it's not something you can just solve in 1 minute. It's something that's quite complex. I'm getting that really clearly here. Very, very complex. And they're very determined. They want to talk to you. They want to talk to you. There's anger here. There's anger here. with this Knight of Swords here. Yeah, there's lots of anger in the past. There's good and bad, there's ups and downs, but I'm seeing something they've said to you. There's some kind of angry words or something like that. They said something quite bad to you. Yeah, there's an apology coming up if you haven't got that already. So there's an apology coming up at some time for you. But at the moment, it feels like they just want to talk to you. They just want to talk to you. You know, they're desperate to talk to you. So I think you're struggling to forget some of the words they've said to you, because I'm getting this, oh, now that they've said that I can't think of them in the same way again, ever again. So something they said to you sometime just changed your heart over. I'm getting that. Now, I think there are still feelings there. You've still got feelings for them. But it's a very, very, very complex situation. I'm getting that quite clearly. So I can't really tell you, you know, it's not straightforward. Very, very complex between the two of you. And yeah, there's definitely fear around them. That's why they're trying to talk to you if this is you. They're trying to connect. They're trying to contact you. They're trying to text you. But, you know, the first thing is, you know, you just need space. You really do. You need space to get this work done. You need space to concentrate. And I think also, you know, this is so complex that, you know, you can't just talk to them and solve it in 1 minute. Also, you're still hurting because they've said something to you. So lots and lots of different things are going on there. And, you know, I think what they really fear is that you're going to turn into this woman down here in the Six of Swords, you know, leaving in her boat. She's kind of sailing away. So I think they're afraid that you're going to leave them totally. Absolutely. You've got the Three of Swords here as well. So they're afraid of those two things. They're afraid of you leaving and they're afraid of total heartbreak. And I think they're really, really pushing and pushing, if this is you, to try and get you to change your mind, try and get you to talk to them, all that kind of thing. The thing is, yeah, they're a loving person sometimes. There's good and bad in everyone. But, you know, I have to say this. I don't want to tell you what to do because there's absolutely love between you. There really, really is. You do need space. I think you both need that right now, especially with this argument or whatever that's happened between you. But yeah, if they're not giving you space, especially after an argument or, you know, after they've hurt you, you know, I think you might have to ask yourself, you know, whose feelings are they putting first? Theirs or yours? You know, if they put your feelings first, they'd respect your need for space. You know, they'd respect that. But they're putting their feelings first. They think, oh, I don't want to feel like this. I'm so upset. They have to talk to me. They have to make me feel better. No, if they hurt you, they have to work to make you feel better. So that's something you've got to think about. And, you know, also, you know, if you end up with them in the long term, and everyone has problems in relationships. Everybody. No one's perfect. You're going to have ups and downs. It's just how it is. It's just life. But every time you have one of these ups and downs, do you want to have the Knight of Swords? Do you want to have that every time this happens? So that's the other thing you've got to think about when it comes to this person. But the other side is, you know, they can be a very kind person. They can be a very gentle person. They can be a very loving person. Otherwise, I'd be, you know, I can feel that. I can feel that love between you. You know, otherwise I'd be saying, you know, walk off now. And I'm not seeing that between you. So yeah, just get some space. You're right to get that space. You're right to think about all these things. You're right to think about your needs, because I think they came in and hurt you. They were thinking about their needs, and they're thinking about that again. You know, they're coming in and saying, you must talk to me, you must forgive me, this and that and the other. No, you don't have to do that, especially if they've hurt you. So they really should be stepping back, letting you take your time, think about things. Also, I think, you know, if you've got this work deadline or this study thing, they'd know that about you if they're close to you, if they're in a relationship with you. So they should let you do that. They should respect that as well. They really should want the best for you. They should want you to, you know, fulfill your potential and finish that study, do that deadline, you know, rise up in life. That they should want that for you. So that's another thing to think about. Now, I'm not saying they're a totally horrible, selfish person. I think really this fear that you're going to move away permanently, you know, sail away like this woman in the Six of Swords, or make them break their heart, like that Three of Swords. It's the fear that's driving them right now. The fear's driving them to push and push and push you. So they're not in their right mind now. So there's that. So I do have sympathy for them. So yeah, very, very complex issue. Very complex issue. It's not straightforward at all, and I think you know that. But yeah, I hope that makes sense to someone. I know I'm going round in circles, but I think that's how they're going, and that's how you're going as well, if this is you. Right, so the first card you've got for your present is this Ace of Swords here. Yeah, okay. Very positive. I'm getting work, I'm getting career, I'm getting a progression. Yeah, I think maybe that's why I felt like I had to be your mother back there to tell you to get your work done, concentrate. Because there's something big coming up for you. Yeah, I was getting this before. There's some kind of recognition coming up for your work. That's if you're able to concentrate. There's some kind of recognition. It might be something, and yeah, you'll always have this. This is what I'm getting. It's recognition you'll always have. So it might be, you'll be able to have this when you go to interviews and say, oh, I've achieved this, I've got this certificate or this award or whatever it is. It might be that you're studying. It might be, that you'll have the qualifications or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm getting, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting mark of success. So yeah, letters after your name, a mark of success, something like that. And yeah, when I look at this sword, it's making me think of being knighted. I don't think you're going to be knighted, but I don't think the Queen's going to come and knight you. But it's recognition for something you've done. That's what a knighthood is. So yeah, I feel as if I have to tell you this again. I'm being forced to say this again. I don't want to repeat myself, but I have to say this. Don't let anyone distract you from your work right now. You're nearly at the end. You've got a deadline. You've got studying or work or something you need to do. You need to do this. Yeah, there's something else that's distracting you, I think, here as well. It's not coming from outside your head. There's something from inside your head that might be distracting you as well. Yeah, you've got a little bit of sorting out in your head to do. So you might have to meditate, you might have to rest, take a little bit of time out to rest your head before you go back in again. You might have to watch a funny movie, that helps sometimes, or just go for a walk somewhere. Because what I'm getting here is there are two sides of your brain competing, if this is you. Two sides of the sword, actually. Yeah, two sides of your mind. So it's like, okay, I'll show you this. If you look across the top horizontally again, I'll show you how I'm seeing this. So your mind is like the Ace of Swords. It's the sword right in the middle, and you've got two sides of your brain, two sides of the sword right now, and it's kind of swinging backwards and forwards. So sometimes it swings to the left, where you've got the Fool. I'm not afraid of anything. I can do this. It's fine, no problem. I don't have to worry about that. I'll do this. And then it suddenly swings back to the other side, where you don't have much confidence, where you think, oh, I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to drop this, like this man in the Two of Pentacles. Oh, I'm going to fall over. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm never good enough. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. So you've got your mind, and it's going backwards and forwards between these two sides, if that's you. So you've got to deal with the distraction that's going on inside your mind, as well as what's going on outside. It's easy to deal with the outside. You can just block that off. You turn your phone off, lock the door, all that. But it's a lot more difficult to deal with what's going on inside your head and all those distractions. So yeah, it's kind of like, oh, I'm really confident 1 minute, like the Fool. The next minute, you're like the opposite. So yeah, I think this feeling of not quite feeling good enough, I think someone might have told you that at one time. I think someone put that in your head. It's like, oh, you'll never cope. You'll never be able to do this. You'll never be anything. I'm getting that. You'll never do anything. You'll never be anything. It might have come from a parent. Might have come from someone around you when you were growing up. Oh, you'll never cope. You'll never do this. You'll never do that. I'm getting all that kind of talk. It goes right back. I think it goes way, way back, I think. And the thing is, you prove to yourself that you can do this. You can cope. You're more than capable. You know that. But I think you've still got a lot of these words, old words. They're old, they're stale, floating around in your head. And I think what happens is when you're stressed, like a time like this, if this is you, that's when they start to come up again. It's like, this is all I need when I'm stressed. I don't need these words popping up in my head right now. Why is this happening now? This is exactly when I don't need this. So if that's you, I just have to say this. The first thing is, you're 100% capable. And you know that. You prove that to yourself many, many times. The other thing I have to say is, think about the person that said this to you. Do they have an amazing life? Do they have an Instagram life? Do they have everything sorted out and perfect and wonderful? No. No one does. No one has everything sorted out. And usually, the people who are the least sorted, they're the ones that say everything. They're the most critical of other people. And it's because they're trying to make up for how, how low they feel, how bad they feel about themselves. Just think about all my trolls. That's what's happening. And the best thing to do is ignore them. And that's what you need to do. Ignore those thoughts as much as you possibly can, or try to. And to do that, get some meditation, get some rest, listen to music. That's a really good thing. Listen to your favorite music. Just lie down and listen to that. Then take a walk, do something like that. Get the voices out of your head. Then come back, lock your door, shut your phone off, and then focus. You'll get there. You will do this. Absolutely. Right. Okay, now I'm just looking at the Nine of Cups. A couple of things there. The first thing is, I know this is probably the last thing on your mind. There's another option around you. There's a love option around you. Now, yeah, I said love, but I don't think they're really love. It's more like passion. Might be a friends with benefits kind of thing. Yeah, there's definitely passion there. There's definitely chemistry there. They're definitely attracted to you. Absolutely 100%. I don't know if they're talking to you yet, but this is probably going to come in another distraction for you, just all you need. So I'm not getting a lot of enthusiasm from you. And again, it's probably because you've got everything going on. The last thing on your mind's passion with someone right now, probably. The other thing is, I think your mind's still on this other person. There's lots of unfinished business there with that very complex situation. It's unresolved. It needs to be resolved one way or the other. I think you both know that. And yeah, well, with this new person, this passionate person, yeah, there's passion, but they're not all that reliable. Because if you look at this man in the Nine of Cups, he can be a bit of a party man, actually, because he's got all these cups behind him. So sometimes it's a party man. And yeah, he's got this red feather on his hat, so he's very passionate. And also, if you look at the Fool, he's got the same feather on his hat, and he's not all that reliable. So they're not a reliable option. You know that. It's really only going to be passion, friends with benefits, that kind of situation. Nothing in the long term. And I think for you, you're not going to be all that interested, I should say, in that right now, especially right now, or at any time, because I think you've still got this other person on your mind. Now, okay, this is the other thing I'm getting here. I'm getting a bit of a rest, a bit of time that you're going to have out. I think that person who you're in a relationship with, I'm not sure where you are, whether you've actually officially split up or not, or what's going on there, because it's so complex. There's a really nice message coming in from them. Now, they're going to give you a little bit of space first. Maybe not enough space, but they are going to give you some space first. Now, there's a really nice message coming in. Very sweet, very soft, very gentle message. I think it's going to surprise you, actually, because it's very different to what I was getting in the Knight of Swords. Complete opposite. Very gentle, very sweet, very kind. And I think when this comes in, because you'll have had that little bit of space, you'll have had that little bit of time to think a little bit. So, and it's a very soft, sweet message. So I think it's going to soften your heart a bit, actually. It's not going to melt your heart, because you're going to have to really talk about a lot of complex things. They hurt you, all that kind of thing. But I've got to tell you, it is going to soften it a bit. I'm getting a bit of a softening of your heart here. Very gentle message, yeah, very kind. That's what I'm getting. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to try and show you that they've changed. And obviously they can't prove that over one message, so it's going to take time for them to really show you properly. But I think now that they've given you this space and they've had this space to think themselves, they know what it's like to not have you around now. They're still afraid. They're still really, really afraid of this Three of Swords down the bottom here. They've still got that fear around them. But I think they know that if they're going to avoid that heartbreak, they can't keep on going the way they've been going. They can't keep on pushing forward like this Knight of Swords. They're going to have to sit there, give you a bit of rest, let you do your thing, and then come back and try and show you that they've changed. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting the start of a conversation, the start of an opening up between you. Now, yeah, I'd love to be able to tell you whether this is going to be a full-blown relationship again, whether it's going to turn into happily ever after. I can't quite see that right now because it's very, very complex, very complicated. It depends on where the conversations are going to lead. It depends on what happens. I think you are going to need a little bit more space before you have this proper conversation. That's what I'm getting. But I think if you tell them that now, because they've given you a little bit of space, this is what I'm getting here. I think if you tell them, no, I need more space, I think they'd happily let you have that now. Because they're listening now, they're thinking, they want to prove to you that they've changed. So that's what I'm getting here now. So I think they're going to give you some more space. I think they're going to try and really show you that they're understanding where you're coming from now. And so, yeah, it's a start with them. It really is. And even if they don't totally understand where you're coming from, the fact that they're trying, that's all the difference. If someone tries to understand you, if someone tries to see your point of view, if someone listens to you, that's a start. So this is going to be the start of something with you moving forward. Again, I can't see whether this is going to be a friendship, whether this is going to be eventually turning into you going your separate ways. It might turn into a friendship. I'd love to be able to tell you. I can't do that right now. Very complex situation, and you've got a lot of other things on your mind as well. But this is the start of some kind of change between you. It's like the breaking of an old pattern. You have this old pattern of fighting, making up, hurting, fighting, all that kind of thing. I think this is the start of them realizing something has to change if they want to move forward. So it's the break of an old pattern. So that looks positive to me anyway. So that's what I'm getting there. Right, so the first card you've got for your future is this Two of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to keep talking about this, but it's all over this very complex relationship. It's all over this. So someone needs to hear about this. Someone's going through this. Yeah, I think they'll give you the space. I think they'll give you what you need. I think they'll listen to you because they want to show you this. They don't want this to end. They don't want this to end in heartbreak. So they're going to listen to you. They're not going to show their impatience, but I think they're going to feel very impatient. They're going to hide it. They're going to hide it from you because they're trying to show you their best. They're trying to do that. They're really making an effort now, or they're going to be doing that. They're always going to have a little bit of that Knight of Swords in them, I think. And so, this Two of Pentacles can be about slow messages sometimes. It can be about text messages going backwards and forwards, and then you're kind of waiting your turn. So they'll be waiting for you to message them back. They're not going to come in with 20 messages. They're going to sit there and wait, sitting on their hands waiting. They know that's what they're going to have to do, but on the inside I think they're going to still be feeling very impatient about this, and so I think they're always going to have a little bit of this uneasiness until this is resolved one way or the other. That's just how it's going to be for them, I think, and I think they're like this. But yeah, I think for you this is a big turning point for you, because I think once you've had this breakthrough with them, and once you know that they're prepared to change, and I think that's going to surprise you, that they're prepared to change. Now you're thinking, well, other people around me can change as well. And if they're not going to change, then I can move on. I can turn my phone off permanently. I can shut the door permanently, especially if people are going to bring me drama. And I'm just looking at this Two of Pentacles here, and I'm looking at these two ships behind this man crashing. And it's like, no, I don't want any more crashes. I don't want any more clashes. I don't want any more drama in my life. I'm concentrating on my work now. I'm concentrating on this beautiful reward that I'm getting, this Ace of Swords. I need to move forward. And not only am I going to just cut people out while I'm studying or working, I'm thinking about who I'm going to cut out maybe permanently, or at least move myself away from. Because if you look at this really nice, beautiful Nine of Pentacles here, you've got this woman here, really peaceful, in her garden, all by herself. She's got everything she needs. This is the most peaceful scene you can imagine. That's what you're giving yourself. That's what you're giving yourself. So when this person comes forward and you start these talks again, when you're ready to do that, I think what's going to happen is they're going to have to fit in with your peace and the way you are now and the way you've changed now. And everyone else is going to have to do that as well. And if they don't measure up to that, it's just not going to work for you. So I think this is a really big turning point for them, and it's a really big turning point for you. So very, very nice turning point I'm seeing here. And also with the Hierophant, it's interesting. The Hierophant can be about studying. It can be about institutions. So again, I think someone here is studying, they're getting to their exam time or an assignment or something like that, and they need that peace to study. So yeah, that's definitely there for someone. But also with this Hierophant, I'll just lift that up to you so you can see. Sorry, I banged the table. There's some keys there in front of him, crossed keys. So it's like, no, I'm locked. I'm locked to you until you can show me that you can give me that peace I deserved. So that's how you're going to be toward anyone in your life from now on. Beautiful turning point. And also, if you look at him as well, he's got his ears covered. So no more drama is going to come into your ears, and you're going to really make sure of that. So yeah, this distraction is going to really change. Really, really change in your life. You're giving yourself that peace, and no one else is going to give that to you. No one else wants to give that to you. They're all about what they want. Everyone's me, 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 me. But you've got to be like that as well. And you've got to give yourself that peace. And you'll get it.